folks, and welcome to the Horror Corner. Rest in peace. Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Horror Corner. I'm your host, Sean Patrick Urshan. This week we're discussing upcoming Horror Hangouts live stream, which will be taking place on Tuesday, November 14th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hosted by yours truly and featuring our very special guest this month, Mr. David Diggs, who's definitely an expert on the subject at hand, I would say. Because we're talking all about our favorite horror film scores and soundtracks. So going to be a lot of fun. So many great horror soundtracks and film scores over the years. I'm going to be breaking it down by each decade, going all the way back to the 60s. You had great scores like The Devil Rides Out. You had stuff getting into the Italian horror, like Nightmare Castle, great score by Ennio Morricone. You got Plague of the Zombies from Hammer. Yeah, probably my personal favorite, George Romero's Night of the Living Dead score there. And you have Psycho, of course, what an amazing score. Getting into the 70s, plenty of amazing horror scores and soundtrack in the 70s. You have Phantasm, you got Suspiria, the soundtrack by Goblin, of course. You got The Omen, what an amazing score on that one. You got Vampire Lovers from Hammer. And of course, you get into the 80s and there's just an endless supply of great horror scores and soundtracks from the 80s. You got one of my absolute favorites, Texas Chainsaw 2, Friday the 13th Part 2, Henry Manfredini, of course, and of course Halloween 2, a lot of great Part 2s in there. Fright Night, what an awesome score there. And, of course, Nightmare on Elm Street, one of my absolute favorite horror film scores of all time. We're also going to be discussing our favorite John Carpenter film scores. As we all know, he did all the scores to most of his horror films, like Prince of Darkness, obviously Halloween, and The Fog. I mean, so many great scores. We're also going to be discussing what is our favorite horror musical, or our favorite song from a horror musical. I'm probably going to have to go with The Wicker Man. Yeah, The Wicker Man is kind of a horror musical. It's got some very weird folk horror music, very disturbing and kind of perverted, but very interesting. So yeah, definitely join us Tuesday, November 14th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, hosted by Sean Patrick Urshan, featuring the horror miser Monty G, Jen and Christian from Jen's Reviews from the Grave, as well as Trivial Theater. Thank you for joining me, Sean Patrick Urshan, in the Horror Corner. Tune in and stay scared. Good evening, folks, and we got some brand new merchandise for you over at www.thehorrorcona.com, and that's CONA.com. Representing the Horror Corner. Great new design. We got the Morbid Hour live stream there, you got the Horror Hangout live stream there, and you got my nemesis, the Dark Fate. So grab your t-shirt over at www.thehorrorcona.com. And we also got this beautiful new mug. Look at that. Very, very cool. Thought that came out really nice. So grab your merchandise today over at www.thehorrorcona.com. Folks, don't forget to grab your Sean Patrick Urshan gear and represent the Horror Corner. Also, check out these awesome mugs we have, perfect for your coffee. And definitely check out the Horror Hangout live stream t-shirt and represent the legacy of the Horror Hangout. Check out the link in the description below this video.